discover themselves back on the surface of Tower Atlantis. Need as you please. Isaac begins to freak out, working through the ramifications of, well, maybe they are dead. Maybe this is what the necromorphs think they're seeing all the time. And then Carver just slaps him right across the face and tells him to pull it together. Then Isaac does pull it together. It is hilarious. I mean, I had personally wanted to give Isaac a slap across the face myself for a lot of the main campaign, and it's fun to see the game finally embrace this buddy cop kind of dynamic this late in the story, where the main campaign had been too sour to let them bond quite this way. Ellie's left the system, the unitologist guy died in a cutscene somewhere back there, Captain Boyfriend is long since shot, and all that's left is this Marcus and Dom style co-op goofing around that the game seemed to have been kind of tiptoeing around this whole time. Players 1 and 2 are probably going to be friends, and having the characters players 1 and 2 play be so short and irritable with each other all the time, as the main campaign mostly has them doing, does feel dissonant. This dynamic feels much more natural and resonant with what's actually going on, even if it does take away from tone. Then, once the DLC starts laying down some serious hallucinatory combat sequences, often for both players at once, there's actually some tension to be had, because each player has been conditioned at this point not to trust what the other one is seeing. Are you helping each other or hindering each other? Plus, you're stuck on a frozen rock full of ravenous monsters, and you've got to catch the last shuttle out, which is a classic but effective last act for an action story. The DLC mostly has you visiting environments you've already seen before, like the Terra Nova ship up in the flotilla, but a good amount of effort has been put into changing the vibe. The unitologist had rolled through the place and covered the rusty ship in candles and glyphs, like a shrine to all the misery and violence that had transpired there. It's so strange and so refreshingly suggestive of the second Dead Space that I didn't even mind revisiting the Terra Nova for a third time. The only real disappointment was, in my opinion, they weren't fully hallucinating the whole thing. Isaac and Carver, however they managed it, did survive the main campaign's climax. They do find a shuttle home. And then the real climax hits. The final moments of the Dead Space trilogy, here in this obscure DLC, do a better job than most endings of tying up almost every loose end in its universe.
This is
It
Nicholas
does this by unleashing
My
the apocalypse.
return number is
When Carver and Isaac shock point into this whole system, they try to raise someone, anyone over the comments.
I'm just doing one more voicemail
Not
while
one, but
recording
three
it
of the brethren
on my
moons emerge from
computer
behind
so
the
that
earth,
I can
heeding Isaac's call.
I can verify
Everyone is dead.
that I've been calling
Civilization
and
is
trying
over.
to check
The
in for the
necromorphs
orientation and that I haven't
I'm not
received
sure why
any
this is a
calls back or
surprise
anything.
exactly,
And
considering the way Dead Space 3
I
began,
don't want
but
to
it
get in
feels
trouble.
a little
So
like the furthest
I'm
possible
recording
escalation
evidence
of, the
of
first
me
game's
calling
ending,
you
where
and,
Isaac looks over
and
and
leaving this
demonstrates
message.
Nicole
Just
is right there
and,
waiting for him.
yeah,
The thing
that's
that made the
about it.
necromorphs and their
I'm
unitologist
just trying to
enablers
check in
so
for the
effective as
orientation for my
antagonists
PR
was how
bound.
stopping them
I don't
was
want to go.
always definitely
I don't
the
want
long
to get back.
shot.
I don't want to go back to
Had Dead
booking or
Space
anything
3
like that.
leaned into horror, this is the ending
so
that
yeah,
likely
just
would have
leave
been
me
arrived at as well.
go ahead and call me
But since
back
the game is an
whenever.
action title from the get-go,
I'm just
to actually get to the end,
just trying to
shrug,
get through
and say,
today.
then
Thank you.
everyone died. The end. Feels subversive to